So I haven't done a video in about 1 week, but well, obviously a lot has happened since. So let's take a look at the charts, starting with the DXY. Here I'm just going to be covering gold, the miners, then I'll do my portfolio update immediately after. So DXY, let's rearrange what's relevant. We never broke out this descending. That's the first thing I'm going to say. So we kind of hovered. We didn't make any crazy moves, but here we are closing below 104. Not that significant. We did get some close below 104 before, but it didn't lead to any further downside. So for me, we've really got two levels to look. The support here, and I think we're more likely to go down, especially after Friday's move. But it's not guaranteed. So down to 103. Otherwise, on the upside, well, it depends how long it takes, but then you've got this descending. So that's it. You've got the descending to take out here. And if you do, by the way, you really want that confirmation by closing above 105, this high up here. So even if you take out the descending, you really want a little bit more follow-up just to give extra confirmation. So 105 on the upside, 103 on the downside. That's all you got to look out for on the DXY. It's right in the middle, pinned. I think I favor a move down, but it's certainly not guaranteed. That's what I'm going to say about DXY. So basically unchanged sideways. Now yields. 1 year drops a little bit. Let's just really look at the 2 year. Look at this Friday move. We've come back down. Now, you're not allowed to go straight down. It was a big move on Friday. So, I mean, I expect a bit of continuation on Monday. So for me, you got the first level of support. It's 4.5. Very nice and obvious. It's breakout zone. So retest. If you keep going down, I guess this could be a little zone because that was previously breakout. Otherwise, you keep going down here. But that's just the 2 year. They all have their own charts. They all have a similar chart though, 5 year, same thing. But it's all about the 2, the 10, and the 30. Look at the 10. Already visiting breakout, but more to expect because look at the others, they're going to go down a bit more. And the 30 is just closed below the low down here. So basically more downside. I'm not sure where it's going to hold. Draw more trend lines, but they all sort of influence each other. So you've got to make a sort of an average. But the most important are the 30, the 10, and the 2. And all of them look like they want to go a bit lower at least. So yields a bit lower. Dollars in the middle, but probably biased to the downside given Friday's move and the fact it's going to sort of follow yields, which will probably go lower. So bias to the downside on Monday slash Tuesday. That's my take on dollar and yields. Although yields are going down faster than the dollar, you could say. Let's look at gold and silver. I haven't followed the other commodity. I have been following them. I just haven't made a video on them. I really should, but I'll try and fit that in. But look, let's get the priorities straight. Look at gold. Not just a nice move up. And I didn't get to do a video the last couple of days. Very busy, by the way. Next week I'm on holiday in Switzerland, so I'll try and do some videos then. Don't know how amazing the quality will be, but look at this. We had some nice moves. We're kind of holding here. Resistance for me, 2040 was correct. And then as soon as we had this little Thursday move where we popped our head even to 2050, but look at that close above 2040. That was pretty revealing. And then the next day, crazy stuff. You know, excuse the ignorance, but was that just the Fed official sort of mentioning a bit of a QE incoming? Buying the shorter end yields, was it something like that? So shorter term bonds. I didn't even read too much about it. It doesn't surprise me. Basically QE talk, you know, um, and that's everything went up. One thing I'm a bit disappointed with is the fact that everything's going up, and I'd expect gold and silver and the miners to go up more than everything else. I think they did on Friday, but we have a lot of catching up to do with the Nasdaq. Then you look at the Nasdaq and that's also up. And you're just like, what's the point? These guys are always outperforming, and it shouldn't be like that. But maybe we have a bit of an outperformance that's going to start here, miners versus the rest. So maybe the miners will start outperforming everything else. But look at this. This is beautiful. Gold just takes out this thing literally on the button, opens on this descending, closes at the next. The technicals are ideal. But more importantly, we closed above 2080. Never done that before, really. Have we ever? Never. Plus it's a weekly chart. If it happened 1 day earlier, obviously it was Saturday today, but then that would make it a monthly close, but I don't think you really need that. What happens now? Well, I think Monday, Tuesday, we may even go a bit higher because of, what I just said about yields and the dollar. So we could just have a little 2,100 touch, touch it, and maybe you get one of these little spikes. Hopefully, we don't go all the way back down straight away. But I would prefer. I don't really know. Obviously, I don't know what's going to happen on the Tuesday, but I prefer a bit of a sideways consolidation and then go up. I wouldn't really want. I wouldn't want that at all. Actually, just a spike up because that just it looks weird. It's unhealthy. And look, we've had such a calm and cautious cup and handle, smaller cup and handle. We just want that little sideways up. See you later. You'll never see 2000 again. And then you've got miners who've got their signal like, okay, that's it. Buy everything and run. But for me, gold, absolutely superb, absolutely perfect. So let's see what happens. But that's destined for more upside. And a silver, well, it wasn't really performing that well. In fact, silver's been underperforming for some time. We were up 2%, but when you've got gold up almost 2%, you'd expect silver up 5, maybe more. And it's just silver's still underperforming. That's just not good enough. So I mean, what silver's going to be here by the time we're at 2100? That's crazy. That's pathetically weak. But anyway, you can expect silver to be at least up here. Um, it's got a lot of catching up to do, just like the miners. So I mean, it should be already way above here. I think if hopefully we should get a bit of silver catching up. So maybe gold just goes sideways on Monday, for example, down 0.2% and silver's up 1%, something like that. That would be great, start seeing some of that stuff. But silver really, I mean, once gold's at 2100, you can expect silver to be uh, probably here. It really should be at 24. And once we start running, yes, silver should start making a late run, and then it's all about that close above 26, especially 27. And then the rest is history. Some people saying 30 is resistance. Obviously, it's resistance. So is 28. But once you close above 26, especially 27, it's finished for me. You'll visit 30, you'll retrace, and then you'll keep going. And once you take out 30, that's when you start looking at these levels, which would I can't wait for that period. But we could be quite close to that. Depends how fast it takes for gold to close above 2100, which could happen on Monday. So yeah, silver has to catch up. The miners, a lot of catching up to do, but it starts with what's that famous quote? A long journey starts with uh, one step and a lot of ditching, something like that. Completely slaughtered that quote, but this is one step in the right direction. And this descending breakout took place straight away. There's that little gold testing, what was it, 2050, on Thursday, but then not closing a beyond the descending, and then you got the equivalents here in this case GDXJ, just want that extra confirmation, and there you go, boom. That's a nice one. 4.5%. Beautiful breakout. Perfect. What happens next? Honestly, continuation. This has even more catching up to do than silver. I don't see any resistance until here. This is just GDXJ. Obviously, you have little mini levels, but anything concrete, nothing until 35. So that's a nice little, how much percentage gain from the close? That's a little, 5.5% move from here. And even here, imagine what the hell are we doing there? We're talking about gold making new all-time highs, best close ever took place on Friday, and we're down here looking for a 5% move. Now, I didn't buy anything on Friday because I'm already in quite hard, and I'm happy to be in hard, and I'm actually thinking now I should be buying. There's a lot. I'll do that in my next video with the portfolio, but I'm not doing any more flips. That's something I decided several weeks ago, maybe even months ago. I'm not doing little 10% flips. I'm in this for the Nvidia style run. Um, so yes, I think this is resistance. I mean, if something really goes astronomically high, I will probably nibble a little bit out just to buy it back. But otherwise, the slow gradual move up, I'm not going to be taking profits on. So, I see this as resistance. Support, I don't even want to talk about support because I don't care. I think we should be going much higher. And the retracement, obviously, we got support down here at 31. But there's no way this is retracing the whole move. It's just, I didn't see that happening at all. SILJ, look at that. What out of this false breakdown? Quite a few people must have got stopped out there. That's a bad close right there. Then you have to look down. Thank God we don't have to care about that. That's a nice reversal, flush out the people. Um, So up we go. Next level, not as obvious. This one maybe. Let's see. There we are, 5%. It should be doing more if GDXJ is doing 5.5%. This one, I'm going to delete. This is more of a, first of all, this is too close given what the next levels are for GDXJ. Second of all, we've got two zones here, so that's more of a reliable resistance because it was more of a reliable support. And that is pretty much a 5% move away anyway. Yeah, so for SILJ, it's there, although I don't care too much about SILJ. It's more about GDX, GDXJ. Look at that, GDX, very nice. We had some nice moves there in Newmont. Um, although it got destroyed. I'm going to look at that right after anyway. So look, we had a nice close. We've taken out the descending. Obviously, they all have the same sort of pattern. Next step, I don't see anything really. You could say there's a little level here, but that's just too close. No, I think I'll leave it to where I see it, all the way up here, 6%. They all have a sort of 5.5, 6% move until the next real level. And I think that's what we should expect. I don't know when, Monday, Tuesday, probably next week with gold probably visiting 2100, closing above 2100. That is not much to ask for. We're pretty much there already. So we should really catch up. And I think everyone agrees the miners are massively undervalued. You've never seen anything like this. It's ridiculous. People saying the money is going to the Bitcoin ETFs or it's going to the markets. And well, now you've got gold crossing 2100. You should. Maybe that will trigger all the other machines to start looking at the equities. But you know, I may even buy extra. Consider this chasing, but it's not really chasing. Just zoom out. Where are we? I'm looking at GDX here, and we're still down all the way here. So again, you take a look at Newmont. Am I really chasing? I could have bought here. I did buy here already. It's just I wish I'd bought a bit more, but I do actually feel like adding more. And then I start getting a little dangerously low in my cash sidelines, but I don't care. I think it's time to plant my flag on this hill and then just live or die by it. It's not the best trading strategy, but I just feel like this is it. This is the moment. It should be. So it looks very good, but it's a small reminder of where the miners are compared to the metals. It's absolutely incredible. It almost doesn't make any sense. Worst case scenarios, they do a surprise rate hike because inflation's coming back, but inflation is coming back, and that's not really, I don't think people are buying the rate hike potential. Um, you've got more and more signals of QE and rate pauses, and um, even if the rate cuts don't take place, I don't think people think rate hikes will take place because behind the scenes, the system is very, very fragile. I don't care how high the stock market's gone. Look at the banks. I think that bank lending program's over as of now. So maybe that's why the market went up so much. It was just front running the inflation that's being priced in. But I think it's the miners' time to shine, and it looks good. And we just need gold to cross 2100 and start moving up, and then everyone can start, repricing these miners according to their future earnings. Because if gold starts running after 2100, a lot of these mines are just ridiculously cheap, and it doesn't take much to move that market, the whole sector. All right, I'll do the whole portfolio update right now. Hope you enjoy that.